For a week, the markets across world yo-yoed between red and green, but mostly it bled profusely. The U.S China tariff war is relentless and many fear global recession fueled by trade war.
The escalating trade tensions between the United States and China pose a significant risk of a sharp contraction in their bilateral trade. Our preliminary projections suggest that merchandise trade between these two economies could decrease by as much as 80%. Further escalation becomes tantamount to a shutting off of bilateral trade between the two countries, a decoupling. The negative macroeconomic effects will not be confined to U.S. and China alone, but will extend to other countries, especially the least developed nations.
What's more, the tariff war with China is escalating. This is a real problem. So the market is concerned that the trade war between the world's two largest economy powers, the US and China, will cause the global economy to fall into recession. This is real concern.
In the US, the tariffs are worrying many small business owners who rely heavily on goods made in China to stock their aisles.
Mostly everything, 90%, comes from China. And obviously we are really concerned because as the president has announced 125% tariff will double the price, even more than double the price of the product. So
people are less worried in Beijing in comparison.
Well, it certainly will have an impact on international trade as a whole. It's not too bad for our industry. We do commodities import. The US accounts for only 14% of China's import. So it will definitely have an impact. After all, the two economies are too large. So the impact is quite big. But it will also force China to conduct domestic reforms and will force China's various industries to reflect.
While the US president is interested in making a deal with his Chinese counterpart, China has started to navigate new landscapes. Chinese President Xi Jinping urged the EU to join hands with Beijing in resisting unilateral bullying by America.
前不久呢，我同巴西总统卢拉
Not long ago, I co-authored an article with Brazilian President Lula and South African President Ramaphosa, calling for support for multilateralism, the safeguarding of the common good of all humanity, and opposition to isolationism, unilateralism, and decoupling.
反对孤立主义。
Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is in Beijing trying to forge closer economic and political ties between the countries and the EU at the same time. The European Union and China agreed to look into setting minimum prices of Chinese-made electrical vehicles instead of tariffs imposed by the EU last year. In late March, Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao met his counterparts from Japan and South Korea before they issued a statement recognizing the need for cooperation to address emerging challenges and pledging to enhance cooperation on supply chains. The U.S. China tariff war heats up and the fissures in the global economy widen with each move.